Welcome to The Explainer. We're diving straight into the story of two empires, one fateful decision, and a war that completely changed the course of history. So, let's start with a question. What if you did everything right? You modernized, you fought, you won, but it still wasn't enough. That's what we're exploring today. It's a story that shows how victory on the battlefield can be snatched away in an instant if you can't play the game of international politics.
All right, let's set the scene. It's the mid-1800s, and both Qing China and Japan are in deep, deep trouble. They're dealing with rebellions at home, and, on top of that, the ever-growing threat of Western powers knocking at their doors.
Okay, so both empires knew they had to modernize their militaries just to survive. But, and this is the absolute key, their goals were polar opposites. China wanted to bolt new technology onto its ancient system to preserve it. Japan, on the other hand, decided to tear its old system down completely and build something brand new. This one choice set them on a collision course. All right, so let's dig into China's strategy first. You could call it the hardware approach. The thinking was, hey, our system, our culture, it's fundamentally superior. We just need better toys, better guns and ships to compete. Their whole philosophy was built on this idea of Ti-Yong. Think of it like this. Keep our ancient Chinese software, the culture, the politics, the whole Confucian system, but just upgrade the hardware with all this cool Western tech. So what did that look like in reality? Well, it meant buying ships, building arsenals, and hiring foreign mercenaries when needed. But here's the kicker, the really crucial part. They kept their military power scattered among different regional leaders. Why? Because the Qing Dynasty was actually terrified that a big, strong, centralized army could one day turn around and threaten them. Now let's hop over to Japan. They took the complete opposite approach. They looked at all this new military hardware and realized, you know what? It's useless if you don't have the right software to run it. They needed a total system overhaul. I mean, they didn't just hire a couple of consultants. No, they imported entire military missions from France and later Germany to build a whole new system from the ground up. A new army, a new officer class, even a new national ideology. They were totally willing to smash their old feudal structure to create a powerful modern military that was loyal to the central government. So for decades, you have these two totally different experiments running side by side. Then, in 1894, boom, they collide in the First Sino-Japanese War. This was it. This was the ultimate test to see which approach to modernization was the right one. And the result? It was a knockout. I mean, on paper, China's gear was often just as good, sometimes even better than Japan's. But it didn't matter. Japan's unified, well-trained, and centrally commanded forces just steamrolled China's disorganized and fragmented armies. The software had completely crushed the hardware. The peace treaty that followed, the Treaty of Shimonoseki, was a huge win for Japan. We're talking territory, a massive pile of cash, and, most importantly, the strategic Liaodong Peninsula, with its valuable warm water harbor at Port Arthur. Japan had won, right? Well, not so fast. Just as Japan was ready to celebrate its victory, the major European powers decided to crash the party. And they were about to teach Japan that there are levels to this game, and Japan wasn't quite ready for the big leagues. So this whole thing gets called the Triple Intervention. Basically, Russia, who really wanted Port Arthur for itself, gets Germany and France to team up, and together, they go to Japan and strongly advise them to give the peninsula back. You know, for the sake of regional stability. And let's be crystal clear, this wasn't friendly advice. It was a threat, plain and simple. Just look at the numbers. The combined naval power of those three European countries in the area just absolutely dwarfed the entire Japanese Navy. Japan was completely outgunned. So what could they do? Faced with overwhelming force, and with no help coming from Britain or the United States, Japan had to swallow its pride. They were forced to hand back their hard-won prize in exchange for a little extra cash from China. It was a total humiliation. The feeling of humiliation from this was intense. And it wasn't just about hurt feelings. This single diplomatic defeat would set Japan on a new course, one that would change world history for the next decade and beyond. And then, to add the ultimate insult to injury, and this is the part that really stings for Japan, Russia, the country that orchestrated the whole thing, turns right around and leases the exact same territory from China.
That whole regional stability line, yeah, it was a total sham. They just wanted it for themselves.
So out of this national humiliation, a powerful new rallying cry is born. Gushing Shotan. It literally means sleeping on sticks and tasting gall. This idea that you endure any hardship, you suffer, you persevere, all for the sake of eventually getting your revenge. And they didn't waste a second. The entire nation pivoted. Military spending went through the roof, with a laser focus on building a world-class navy that could challenge anyone. They even secured a game-changing alliance with Great Britain to counter the other Europeans. And the target was now crystal clear: a future war with Russia to take back what was stolen. So what's the big takeaway here? That triple intervention taught Japan a lesson it would never forget, one that would echo all the way through the 20th century. Winning on the battlefield is one thing, but it means absolutely nothing if you aren't strong enough to make the other great powers respect that victory. It's not just about winning the war, it's about having the strength to actually claim your prize.